Hi there, it's Sue at Miller's Laboratory, and I have been working on this little journal that I wanted to share with you. I'm going to be putting it in my Etsy shop. If you're watching the video, then it should be there. It's been really popular lately. I've noticed on YouTube that people are making tall, narrow journals, and so I wanted to have a go at that. And so the dimensions of this are about 9 inches tall and about 4.5 inches wide. It's not super thick. At its thickest point, it's an inch. There's room for more stuff in there if you want to make it fatter. So I'm just going to hold it up a little closer here to show you some of the details on the cover. I've added some fabric here and a vintage yo-yo, and the base of the journal is a large business envelope that I coffee dyed. The spine is actually a new fabric that's not old, but I thought it looked vintage and it's pretty. And then it's tied close with some gingham, and this is vintage. I've also added a little bit of vintage rickrack along this front edge. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. Now this is a trifold. So there's actually 2 signatures in here. Okay. Get that out of our way. So I'm going to open the book up, and it opens funny. I mean, you're going to open it this way instead of the normal it would be this way, but that's just how it turned out, and I think it's cute. So this is our first signature here, and the total number of pages in this book is 68 when you count front and back. I'm just going to page through a little bit here. This is a vintage ledger that I got. Page from an old gardening book. This is a printable wallpaper. This is a page from another book that was math that was designed around farming for school kids. And on the inside here, I put a little dried flower in a glassine envelope, and I'm just using that as a tuck. This was also a printable that I got. Little journaling card there. This is an image from a book, and then there's some collage on the back. This is a little page from a cookbook with a tab on it, and then some of that green painter's masking paper with a vintage doily on it and a printed label. Here's a printout of some beautiful cows with a little bit of trim at the bottom. And on the back I printed out a quilt pattern. And then this is some more printable wallpaper with a printed out ticket. And this really beautiful image of a woman watching her sheep and knitting while she's walking around watching her sheep. She's multi-talented there. This center part of the signature is from a quilting book or magazine, and I just thought the image was really cute. I didn't do anything with that. I left that blank. You can do with it whatever you like. Another cute little image here that I printed. This one is I think a girl, could be a boy, but with some ducks and chickens. And then we're heading back through the signature here. So here's our wallpaper again. Here's that quilt pattern. On this one I just clipped a little cigarette card printout. You can take that off. It's blank on the back, so you could use it to do some journaling, secret journaling. And there's our cows again in our green masking paper. The cookbook, and then this is the back of that book page, and on this one I clipped a little printed out picture of a farm family. I just printed that on photo paper. You could easily just cover the back of that with some plain paper, and then you could use it for journaling. And then this is a flip out. So this book page that I used was a Thomas Kincaid book, and I just thought that that church image was really pretty, and you know, kind of historically, faith is really important to everyone in our country, but especially the farm people, so I just thought that was appropriate. And then here's the back, or the other half of that Farm and Home Arithmetic book. And I just added an image of a flower there. This is our wallpaper page. This is that gardening book again, the little bird I added. And then here is the ledger. Okay, and I'll get to this in a moment, but I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and move to the second signature here, which is here. So first of all, I've created a little slot pocket in that part, that cover part, and I just put a kind of a plain tag in there. I printed on both sides, a quilt pattern here and some crocheted lace on the back. And you can use that for a base if you want to, or you can make your own little tag in there, whatever you like. I wanted to leave a few things for you to do to personalize it, and it's fun to do that. So, all right, now when we open this up, I've made another pocket on the other side of this, and I used some printed out butter paper. So I actually printed it on tracing paper, but it looks just like the papers that come around your butter, which I thought was cool. And then this little tag that I made here is just made from an image from a children's golden book, and then some more paper from that farm arithmetic book. All right. This is a really beautiful image that I printed again, of a painting of a farm. And kind of to go with the church, we have some hymn music here. Little collage at the bottom. Little bird on that one. This is, I think, an embroidery pattern, some kind of a pattern that I picked up. And I love the color, the sort of tan color with the red printing on it. This little page here is totally personal to me. I'm the oldest of 4 children. We had 3 girls and then a boy. And when I was little, my mother made a lot of our clothes, and we always got new dresses for Christmas and Easter. And she would usually use a fabric that she could get the same pattern in 3 different colors, and then she would make us each a dress. So we matched, except we had different colors. So these are just 3, again, vintage ginghams that I put in there, and I wrote Easter dresses at the top and just added some little buttons for fun. And then the names, Susan, Sharon, and Amy, those are actually, that's me and my sisters. So there you go. You know the story. Just a little strawberry image here. This is a page from a flower book that I coffee dyed. And again, did a little collage here. Most of it was words on the back, so I used some pattern tissue paper there, and now you can write right over that. And then this is a printout of a page of a little book about a cow, or farming stuff, but it had a section about cows. And on the back of that, I printed a ledger that you could use to keep track of your eggs. It's just a blank one I got online. And then the other ledger that's inside this is a milkman's ledger, and I found this at an antique store and I swooped it up. I thought it was really cool. So now we're going to be going back through that signature again. Just have some figures printed there, and this is another little image from that golden book that I got the horse from. There's our flower page with collage on the other side, and this has a photo of a lady with her preserves. Just a little flip here with this trim again. And then this is the back of the embroidery pattern, or I think maybe it's an iron-on. I'm not sure what that is. And I just added a little bit of paper doily there to kind of bridge the 2 pages. And then this is the back of our hymnal page, or music page, and I used a vintage yo-yo as the tab for that, so that pulls out like that. And then the last page here was from that painting of the farm. And I didn't show you that on the front, but on the back of it I've printed out this coffee dyed image that I purchased on Etsy. All right, so in the back here we have 3 little seed packets lined up, and these are pockets, and they flip all the way forward here. And because I didn't want to cut the circular notch and cut the words off, I put that little circular notch on the back of the pocket, so you can still use that to get your tag in and out, but it doesn't show. And I did the same thing with these. I just made some blank tags with that same cardstock with the quilt pattern and the lace, so that you can do what you like with those. So we have a cantaloupe, we have a lettuce packet here, same kind of tag in there, and then the white radish, and same thing here. You see that? Okay, all right. So these all flip down. There's lots of space here. You could put another pocket. You could write there. You could just tuck things in there because they're not going to go anywhere once you close the book up. Okay, and then on the inside of the bottom one, I just put my label there, my signature. All right. So now that you've seen, I have all these tags that are really just sort of plain, and so we're going to go to the front here where I showed you the little closure. We're going to open up this little pocket, and I just put some goodies in here for you to use to play around with this book a little bit if you want to. All right, so we have, first of all, a letter, and this is not actually old, but I made it look old, regarding poultry from 1905, and you can do with that what you like. Then I have a little glassine bag here with a couple of photos in it, a little bit larger photos, but not real big. A farm family here. And then this is one of my favorite images ever, with this lady with her little girl sewing. Just love that. I've used that in other books before. And I have another little envelope here, just plain, so you could use that for something. And in here there's just a few more photos, a little bit smaller ones. These are all pictures of barns that I printed out. Just different ones. You could make a long tag with those. You could put them on pages. You could save them for a rainy day and use them in something else, whatever you want to do. But again, they're just printed on photo paper, so like you can see the Canon on there. If you wanted to use them to journal on, you just need to glue some plain white paper on the back. And then lastly, I have these little game cards. This was also an Etsy purchase. These are so cute. And so I had printed all this stuff out thinking I was going to use it in the book, and then I thought, oh, the book is getting so fat, and I think I'll let you guys decide where you want to put these things. But they're just coffee dyed pattern on the back, and they just have different farm animals on them. Very quaint and cute. So you could just leave them as they are, you know, tied together with this string, and you could journal on them and just keep them in that pocket. Oh. Or another thing I thought of was you could use like some kind of washi tape or something to put them all together and make them like an accordion, so that you could open it all up, and then you could have all this journaling space on the back. So I thought that would be cute too. So whatever you think. All right. So feels weird to me to just do one journal, but it's kind of fun, and I think I'm going to try doing more of that. I was wiping myself out trying to do many multiples at a time, and so we'll see how this goes. It was really fun, and I have another cover ready to go, so I'll probably get started on that and do something with a different theme. So you could be watching for that. All right, so there's the little book. And we'll just tie our ribbon back on and we're ready to go. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to check out my Etsy shop, and there's lots of other journals there that are available. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.